Hello and welcome to FPL Neutral. In this video, we'll be looking at the best teams and players to target in Game Week 4 in your FPL team. It's been a quite eventful start to the season, right? We've had so many moments of late winners and penalty misses and captains unexpectedly injuries before the match, in the match. We've had last minute returns, controversial referee decisions, and all that. So it's been a fun start to the season, although. A lot of people will be thinking their team is doing badly or the rank looks bad at the moment, but this almost feels like a rest stop, right? We have a little break after 3 weeks. There's an international break going on, so you have a week's extra rest to think about your team. The transfer window just shut with a bonkers deadline day as well. There's so many movements. The Isaac move finally happening, and a lot of other movements within small teams. At least we feel that the squads are now settled. Now, of course, I'm not saying that we've learned all the information yet, because we're going to have to see how all these new players blend into their teams. So, but we are at a point where we have to make some decisions, right? Who are the teams we should be looking at? Should I be wildcarding already? Or is my team in that bad a shape? I feel for most teams it may not be wildcard may not be needed, because you can maybe save it for later fixture swings. But if you feel you have multiple injury issues and plenty of players, at least 4 or 5 players you want to get rid of your team urgently, then I feel, yeah, you can look at. So hopefully this video helps you in deciding which players and which teams to target in your teams for transfers and for wildcards. Now, before we get into the teams, I'll just quickly go through how I did in game week 3. I got 67 points. I was quite happy with that. It was more than average. I got a big green arrow. I'm within the top 1 million right now with 916,000. I'm seeing a lot of ranks online, and this seems better than a few. I know it's very early and rank really doesn't matter, but at least feels good to have gotten a decent start to the season. Now, in game week 3, how did it go? Saturday was off to a great start with Chelsea. My double Chelsea of Sanchez and João Pedro both returning in the first game. Although slightly luckily, they had a Fulham had a goal ruled out by VAR, which is not supposed to be. But I'll take the Sanchez clean sheet. So that's 2 returns from him so far. João Pedro seems to be a great option. He's somebody who's almost a could be even a season keeper. Of course, we found out that he's not on penalties. Enzo took the penalties, and once Palmer's back, that's anyway not there. But he still looks to play 90 minutes as the central striker. Liam Delap is now injured, so João Pedro is a lock. And then and the 7:30 games, right? The Spurs game was a bit of a disappointment. I just bought in Kudus. I made 2 transfers. I got in Kudus and Sar for Palmer and Rooter. Kudus blanked in the game. I got him in. Spurs was completely outplayed by Bournemouth in the game. Pedro Porro only came out with 2 points at first, but it was so great to know that later it was a late addition that he hit DEFCON points. So I have 4 points from Pedro Porro. That feels great. At least it feels extra than the other defenders from Spurs. So and then the big captain last minute penalty, right? Bruno Fernandes, after all the drama of last week in game week 2, missing the penalty, he gets us the goal. Of course, going into injury time, no returns. They was feeling uh, again, and Captain Blank would have been disappointing, but that's why you get Bruno, right? He roots to points. He plays 90 minutes on penalties, and finally, when he scored, it was great getting the 10 points. Really gave the big green arrow there. And then on to Sunday's games, it started off badly, right? Murillo once again losing his clean sheet and just a 1 point. Nottingham Forest have been very disappointing that way. Blank from Reinders as well. City lost the game to Brighton. Reinders to 2 games in a row now. He's blanked. And then the game after that, Liverpool, Arsenal, Mo Salah blanks in the periphery. But it's a tough game, of course. So going into the final game, having 3 players, Lacroix, Sarr, and Watkins playing against each other, I was hopeful. But again, Watkins didn't look like scoring once again. And after 2 goals, Mateta had scored. It wasn't looking as good, but that final third goal for Palace was amazing moment for me, because I had the goal scorer and the assister. Sarr got 7 points. Lacroix got the assist and the bonus, added him to bonus as well. He missed defensive contributions by 1 contribution. He was on 9, so could have even been a 13 pointer. So I'm very happy with my Lacroix pick. I think he's adding defensive contributions in both game week 1 and game week 2, and now attacking returns and a clean sheet in game week 3. So that's great points from him. So taking me up to the top million. So very happy with this. Now let's move on to the subject of today's discussion, right? What are the teams that you should be targeting? So I have 7 teams in this list. So let's go through some players and the picks from this particular team. Now let's start off with Liverpool. Now Liverpool, FPL wise, it's been a topsy turvy. This thing, Salah has given the returns in the first two, but I think Florian Wirtz has been a bit of a disappointment. A lot of people had gone there in game week one. Of course, Ekitike and Gakpo have done really well, but now Isaac has come in. Now that throws the whole thing up in the air. Who's going to play? I don't think Isaac will play game week 4. So that Burnley away fixture right now looks a prime fixture. I think I'll be captaining Salah for sure. And if you have Salah, he's an easy choice for captain this week, I will say. And if you have your Liverpool picks like Gakpo and Ekitike, please definitely play them this week. But would I be buying them into your team? I'll be a little doubtful because Isaac's minutes, I feel Ekitike will be the ones whose minutes will be most affected. I think Gakpo will still continue to start at left wing for what it's worth, but that could change. We don't know yet. So Salah is somebody definitely a captain choice this week. And if you are on wildcard, now I will say if you're on wildcard, you can consider adding Virgil van Dijk into your team as well. And but I don't think I'll be buying Ekitike right now. I don't think I'll be buying Isaac at the moment. Isaac will be an option, I think, later down the line, but I don't think he's match fit enough to start game week 4. So don't consider Isaac maybe in game week 6, 7 after the Chelsea game, maybe. So we'll see later, but not at the moment. Gakpo is somebody, if you are going at a wild card, maybe in 2, 3 weeks' time, wild card maybe 6 or 7, a short term punt, I think Gakpo is good. Long term minutes, I can't be sure about. So that's Liverpool. And now another team we should be targeting this week because of the great entry point that's of Sunderland at home is Crystal Palace. Uh, there are a lot of options within Crystal Palace, of course, but it was quite disappointing for me that Ismail Assar got an injury, and the rumors are that he could be out for maybe 2, 3 weeks at least. So that's not confirmed yet. I'm still waiting on SAR news. I'll wait for the press conferences, of course, but it'll be very disappointing to have bought him and got him injured before the prime Sunderland and West Ham fixtures, right? But but Crystal Palace are a still functioning team. They just won 3-0 away to Villa, so you can. I think the defense is a great option to go for. As I said, I have Lacroix in my team, and I think in my opinion, I think that's the best Crystal Palace defender to go for, and because it's 0.5 cheaper than Munoz. Munoz will give you better attacking returns, but I think that Lacroix is great for defensive contributions, and also pops up in the box with an assist last game, and he could have even the occasional goal. Now Munoz, of course, I wouldn't put them off. Was probably the one of the most attacking defenders in the league, right? So I think at this entry point, I wouldn't mind going there uh, for the high upside. And then, of course, Mateta, he's on penalties because he just took a penalty. So he's the front man of the team, right? With both Eze gone and now Sar injured. You could say that the attack is a little worse now, Crystal Palace, but still, Mateta is the spearhead of that attack, and I'm sure they will be creating chances, and he's on penalty. So Mateta is somebody you can go for at this entry point. And then the next team I want to talk about is Arsenal. Now, I know a lot of people were talking about in the start of the season, we were looking at Arsenal's first 6 fixtures as a whole, and we were seeing that it's a difficult set of fixtures. Right? They had United, they had Liverpool, they had Man City, they had Newcastle, all in the first 6. And then game week 7 is where the real good fixture run started. So a lot of people didn't go with Arsenal at first. And now the 2 of those fixtures, the difficult fixtures, are out of the way. United, Old Trafford and Anfield are out of the way. And now it's and you look at the fixture run now, it's Nottingham Forest at home, which is actually a decent fixture, I will say. Forest just conceded 3 goals to in the weekend, and also then City at home. City have not been firing so far. I think at home for Arsenal against City, I think there could be potential for goals and even the occasional 1-0 clean sheet that Arsenal sometimes, that in the big games, that's what they play for. And then Newcastle away as well is okay. I think Newcastle attack is just new and it is still blending in, so it's okay. And maybe if you're on free hit game week 6, a lot of people are considering playing the free hit chip in game week 6 because of maybe a Haaland captaincy they want and all that. So it especially, I will say, game week 4 doesn't feel like a bad entry point for Arsenal. And personally, I am considering it. Gyökeres is someone. Let's look at the players now. Gyökeres, as I said, I think he's proved that he's on penalties now. He's gonna, and with Kai Havertz injury, I think he'll get minutes. I think 90 minutes. He should be playing. He looks hungry, right? I think I like the how he's behaved throughout. I know he has had a couple of difficult fixtures against Liverpool and United, but he did score 2 goals against Leeds, and the next fixtures, quite a few of them are at home. So it just feels like a talismanic attacker in one of the best teams in the league. If you can get him early on penalties and should get good minutes, so I just feel Gyökeres is a good choice. And should I? But the idea is that if I have to bring him in this week, then I probably have to take a hit because I'll be doing it for Margiu. So I'll talk about my team and what I'm looking at my team later. But definitely somebody I'm considering. And then the defense, right? I feel if you're on wildcard again, if you feel like you're on wildcard, Arsenal defense, I will say, is a must in your wildcard, either as Raya in your as a keeper spot or Gabriel in defense, because I just feel, as I said, they are the best defense in the league and they should get clean sheets. And I know the better fixture run starts from game week 7, but you don't want to be making defender transfers a lot, right? When if you're already playing your wildcard, then you should be looking at some long-term picks. So I think a solid pick can be the Arsenal defense. I think Gabriel is probably the best defender to go for. I don't trust the fullbacks like Timber and Calafiori enough. I think that they could lose minutes. So I think, but a keeper in Raya as well is not a bad choice for your, especially your wildcard team. And now, so that's Arsenal, and then we go to Bournemouth, right? It's a team that's actually quite surprised us, and probably the team which has impressed quite a lot. So, because we thought they lost a lot of their key defenders. They're big, and almost the entire backline was sold in the summer. So we thought they might struggle to create. Clivert was injured, but they've come out. They gave a great game to Liverpool, and then now they've won 2 games after that, beating Spurs away. So they look good. So who are the players you're looking at? Semenyo is what stands out, I will say, as a player. He looks like the talisman of the team now. He looks to be having a breakout year. He already has 2 goals and assists, and he's getting those chances, right? He's getting a large volume of shots and chances. He had another big chance, and again the Spurs game, which he just missed. So and it's a decent fixture run for Bournemouth. They have Brighton at home this week, Newcastle at home. See, back-to-back home games always is good, and then Leeds away in game week 6 and Fulham at home in game week 7. So it's a good fixture run. So with the volume of shots that Semenyo gets, but he's up to 7.4 now. He's had 4 price rises, so he is getting expensive now. In the defense is where also I see a lot of value because Senesi has been fantastic. He's got defensive contributions in all 3 games so far, and as a 4.5 defender with the fixture run coming in, I actually think if you're looking for a defender transfer, you're looking to buy someone new, I think Senesi is a great buy for this week. Like he seems to be average defensive contribution seems to be very good, and he can occasionally pop up with a goal as we saw last year as well. So and even the keeper Petrovic has been making these decent saves, and the overall the defense has kept back-to-back clean sheets now. So it's a defense that you can invest in. And finally, Evan Nilsson in your striker spot is not a bad choice for sure. He just got his goal as well, so he's, you could say, he's in form. He's nailed in that attack for Bournemouth, and with this fixture, and if you're looking for somebody in that price bracket, and you can't afford the 7.5s of João Pedro or Mateta, 7.0, Evan Nilsson is a decent buy you can have for this fixture, and he could be the one getting the returns there. And now let's talk about Spurs. I think another club which has a great fixture run starting even this week, going away to West Ham and then Brighton and then Wolves and Leeds. It's a great fixture run. I think probably the best fixture run in this gap of 4. I've chosen a gap of 4 fixtures for this video because that's the time till the next international break, right? I feel it feels like a block of fixtures that we can look at collectively. Now in Spurs, who can you target? I think the deadline day signings of Javi Simons and Kolo Muani of for Spurs, I think it's really changed how the Spurs attack could be going forward. But we've not seen it yet. We don't know how these new players will gel in, because I think Kudus continues to be the most nailed attacker in that. I've been saying Brennan Johnson, Richarlison. I always they do have minutes risk, especially now with the new signings. But Kudus looks to be on that right wing, looks to be his, and I have him in my team as well. I'm happy to have him. I feel Javi Simons could be the pick going forward. That could be maybe more than Kudus. I think we'll have to see how he gets into that. I think he'll be given the number 10 role. So maybe down the line, maybe 2-3 game weeks from now, Javi Simons at 7 million could be really good value if he starts getting the goals and assists. In defense is okay to invest in. I still feel Pedro Porro and Van de Ven. I think they still offer good value, and with those fixtures, I think you can't go wrong. And Porro might lose some set pieces to Javi, so some routes to points for Porro could be lower now, but still I feel it's still investable at 5.5, and Van der Ven at 4.6 as a budget option is also possible. So that's Spurs, and now a couple of teams more I'll just talk about. The next up is Everton. Uh, so Everton have started the season really well, right, with 2 wins, and I think the new signings are a little exciting, made the team a lot more exciting from last year. You have Grealish and Dewsbury Hall and Ndiaye and Dibblings in the team now, so I think the whole team looks a little more fun to watch. I think Dewsbury Hall is the pick that my top pick from Everton, because at 5 million, that price is what changes everything. So at 5 million, looks to be the enabler that you can have in your team. To and you can play in a lot of fixtures. He's playing number 10. He's getting good minutes. He had a good eye for goal as well. He had a good shot on him. So I feel he'll be nailed in that team. So at 5 million, he looks good. But the other two, Grealish, of course, has caught the eye. 4 assists so far, highest assist leader in the league right now. The fixtures are a bit mixed. I say Villa at home is okay. Liverpool away is of course the tough one. Then they do have that West Ham home, which looks good, and then it's a Palace at home. So good home fixtures actually. So, uh, but I will say I'll still prefer somebody like a Kudus or in that 6.5 to 7 million bracket. But at 5 million, if you're looking for a good cheap enabler, I think Dewsbury Hall still fits the bill for a great option there. Now, final team I want to talk about is Chelsea. They've had a good start to the season. I think after the opening draw, they have 2 wins in a row now. Of course, Palmer is still out. We don't know when he'll be back, but it could be positive. I think he could be back for game week 4, and that will improve the attack for sure. But in that absence, João Pedro seems to have taken up the mantle of being the star of the team, right? I think he's contributing in goals in build up, and even popped up with a good header, so he's good in the air as well. So he looks to be someone that a lot of people are bringing in. And I think, but the fixture run, I will say, is what puts them off. If you're looking to buy someone right this week, but it's Brentford away is okay, then it's United away, and then Liverpool at home later in 7. So but the real fixture run for Chelsea starts from game week 9. I think in that run of game week 9 to 13, they play all the promoted teams. It's a great fixture run, so maybe you can delay until then. But I will say, if you're looking for somebody just solid to just have in your team, you don't have to worry about. I think João Pedro has risen to that level at the moment. Of course, he doesn't have penalties, but still, he should be getting involved. So, and then Cucurella is somebody you can look at the 6 million bracket, especially if you're on maybe if you're on wildcard. But actually, I think if you're on wildcard, I still prefer the Arsenal defender of Gabriel if you're going in that 6 million spot. But if you have him, absolutely keep him. He's just scored a goal for Spain as well, so he looks in good touch, and he's high upside player that you can absolutely have in your team. Sanchez as well looks solid at that 5 million price point. Chelsea defense looks okay. I think they will keep continuing to get clean sheets every now and then. So these are the 7 teams that we've discussed. Do let me know in the comments if you have any other player that you want to target in your team, and if you have any more opinions that you want to hear, any player that you want my opinion on. Do leave a like on this video if you like this content, and I'll have my team selection video later next week. So thank you so much for watching, and see you soon.